What's going on, YouTube? Chris here. I want to bring you all an update today. We're going to go over Bitcoin. We're going to do Litecoin, Ethereum, and Digibyte. Got about 15 minutes here in between my other job, so I want to jump on, do a little live stream with you all. So if you're hearing me out there, let me know. I want to make sure the microphone, everything is going well. And if that is going well here, guys, what I wanted to do was read you a little something. This is from Using Technical Analysis, a step-by-step guide to understanding and applying stock market charting techniques. And what this goes on to say is buying stocks and putting them away. Another approach is to buy a blue chip stock or other well-recommended stocks with the intention of holding it indefinitely. This tactic is based on two assumptions. Number one, a company which has high profits today will maintain them indefinitely. Number two, the total return from this investment will outpace any rate of inflation in the long term. Hoping to select a company which will maintain a high level of profitability for the long run is a guessing game, which becomes increasingly difficult as the length of time is extended. An industry with high profit margins today attracts many competitors until those margins shrink drastically. Almost every industry progresses through a life cycle of highly profitable initial expansion, slowing growth, maturity, and eventual decline. For these reasons, planning to hold a stock forever is more likely to result in a roller coaster ride than a successful investment. So that's something we always have to be thinking about, guys, as people talk about the hodl, the hodl, the hodl. And what I'm going to go on to here quick is a more rewarding approach to the stock market. And what they're basically saying here is if you just buy with the hope of that or the anticipation, anything in the world can take place, just like we've seen with the pandemic around the world. No one knows what's going to happen. So that's why in terms of technical analysis, looking at the buying and the selling, that's going to be the safest and trying to play these swings so that you're not caught with a 40% drop in a day like Bitcoin likes to do. I mean, that just is the name of the game. And what it goes on to say here, a more rewarding approach to the stock market. The approaches described above fail because they are based on unreliable and erroneous information. If you have tried researching companies, you know how difficult it can be to obtain current information about a company and its prospects for the future. Research reports are available, but have literal no value because the information they contain is usually already reflected in the price of the stock. And you'll see that all the time, guys. That's something that you really need to pay attention to. But what this goes on to say is through the use of technical analysis, you'll be able to, number one, interpret stock charts to make more informed decisions on when to buy and when to take your profits, determine whether excess demand is likely to push prices up or excess supply is likely to push them down. Use moving averages to increase your ability to hold stocks for the long-term appreciation. Spot stocks which are being accumulated by better informed investors for long-term capital gains. So that's what I'm saying, guys. I just want to be here to kind of help you in terms of technical analysis and looking at it a different way. I know so many people just want to hodl out there. So we're going to look at that different. What we're going to do here is get into Bitcoin first. And guys, I'm glad to have you here. Everyone's saying the volume's doing okay for you. And if so, we'll get into this. So what we're looking at for Bitcoin here, this is going to be Bitcoin on the one-day time frame. And why this is still just such a sticky situation for us, guys, in the macro sense, we're still having the lower highs coming in. So we still have all that overhead resistance. The stiff overhead resistance we especially have now is 10,000 psychologically, which we need to get up above and turn into support. And then it's going to be this $10,500. This is stiff resistance. And that's why you're seeing right now the volume drying up and you're seeing these candles, almost doji candles at the top here, because guys who aren't in a position right now, they're nervous to jump in when you have all this overhead resistance right up above you. A lot of people like that would rather wait for us to turn 10,000 into support or even that 10,500 and then start making moves to the upside and maybe work this gap from 10,500 up to 12,369. That more so would be the area, but it's just tough right now, guys, because we're having mixed signals. Macro sense, we're having the downtrend. Our secondary trend is still up. You can see this yellow trend line we have not broken down below it. We're still up above our 20 EMA. We're up above our 50, and we're still trading up above the 200, which we found support off of. Now we found support off it and we made a move up, but it wasn't on the most volume there. So this could just be a weak reaction, but we'll have to see. The trend here in this in the secondary is still up though. And you can even see our volatility stop on the one day is at 8,733. So that's saying if you're in a long, that's where you would most likely want your stop loss to be. It calculates the volatility of the market for you. I really like it. And sometimes if I'm using a stop loss, I'll use the volatility stop and maybe even go a hair lower than that just because of how volatile crypto is. But you can see all through here, look, see how close it came? but this volatility stop kept you away from basically getting stopped out. For the most part, it's far enough away, but it's also going to protect you if you have a huge dump like we had over here. And that's the beauty of stop losses. You don't want to wake up with 40% of your account gone because Bitcoin went crazy while you were asleep at night. That just is what it is, guys. In terms of trading view, we'll take a look at this. We have, for overall summary now, we have 4 first sell, 9 neutral, 15 buy. Oscillators are at 3 sell, 8 neutral, 0 buy. And moving averages, like we talked about, we're up above all the important ones. We do have a strong buy on those. But we have to be careful. It's just an area we want to be careful in. That's the best thing that I can tell you. Really watch this trend line as well. And then if we go to our RSI, what you also have here, our price is almost at the same price that it was back here. And our RSI was about 83, and now our RSI is at 63 right now. So we do have a little bit of that divergence there where price was moving up, but our RSI was not reflecting that. So that's what I'm saying, guys. We're just having a lot of mixed signals. There's a lot of bullish signals. There's a lot of bearish signals. And right now the candles are getting very tight, and that's going to show that we're either going to start breaking hard to the upside here soon, maybe in the next day or two, or even today, or we're going to start moving to the downside here. Most likely when those candles get tight, a lot of times, like over here, a break's going to come. We're just going to have to wait to see. Protect yourself. That's the main thing I can say. So I'm going to come back, talk to you guys quick here, and then we'll get into Litecoin. So do you see that too, like with Bitcoin, why this is a sticky area, guys? When you have all that macro downward pressure, you know what I'm saying? That's a very difficult spot to say, hey, I just want to jump in the market right now. If you're still in a position, going by the textbook here, and this isn't financial advice, but if you're still in a position, you would want to stay in this position because you're still up above the important moving averages right now. So it's really just a waiting game to see which way we go. Good, guys. Loud and clear. Hi from Spain. That's awesome. You know what? My opinion on OMG, I like OMG, guys. That's actually one of the ones where I've talked to people before where you just have those little hodl bags and you speculate and you put some away. OMG is one of those coins that I've always liked. You know, it may not pan out, but for me, with how cheap it was to pick up, you know, 300 to 500 of those and see what it does. It before was up around $30 before. So you never know. Say you have 500 of those, you pick them up for $1 or whatever, and it goes back up to even 15 bucks or some, half the price that it was. You're cruising. So sometimes there are those necessary, hey, I want to take a gamble here. It looks like a decent company. I'm going to buy some, spend 300, 400, 500 bucks. And if things really hit, then you can do well. That's the way I like to look at it. But in terms of having all your money and just hodling, I think that's very dangerous, guys. In this space, it's very dangerous. Hi from Singapore. That's awesome. So we're going to get back over to the charts here. We're going to go into Litecoin next. And we'll just take a quick look at that. And guys, also, if you get some from this channel and you like learning, you like the way that we present this, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. The likes are what's really going to help us out here. I mean, it's just so hard. You get buried by all the bigger channels and everything. So anytime you guys like, comment, anything like that, it really helps out. I appreciate it. So we're at $45.69 here for Litecoin. What's been making me a little bit nervous for Litecoin, and why I said this is one I wouldn't really want to be in a position right now. You know, could we continue to run hard to the upside? Yes, we can. But what we've had here, we still have our 200 moving average on the one-day time frame here acting as overhead resistance. And that's also going to correlate around another resistance area that we went up to at $51. So that's going to be staunch overhead resistance right now. And what we also had was a trend line break. So here was the trend line that I was following. And you can see we had a very powerful downward candle on heavier volume. And now what we've had this reaction trying to get back up in this trend line, but it still hasn't been on the most volume. We got a little more volume about 2 days ago on this candle here, but still you can see the volatility stop is even to the downside. So that's going to tell you that we're short term now. We are in a downtrend. And then overall, guys, you know, it's just a tough spot when you have that 200 moving average pressing down. When you're going long, you typically want to be up above that, and you want to be up above the 50, which we are fighting with right now. We're kind of getting squeezed between the two. But if we go into trading view for Litecoin here, and we'll take a look. What we have overall summary, our oscillators about dead neutral here. Summary, 6 sell, 10 neutral, 12 buy, and then moving averages, we have 5 sell, 1 neutral, 11 buy. So what you can see is on the shorter term here, we're having buy signals for our moving averages. And then basically, and this is why I said it's a tough spot here, for all of our oscillators, we're basically throwing neutrals. And then you can see a sell and a buy there. So it's just a tough spot for me. I would want more confirmation before I would just go jumping into Litecoin right now. But that's just me. I'm a more conservative trader. I want to be completely aligned with the trend, and I want to see it moving up strong and steady. And a lot of times I like to buy after we've had a huge pump, have one of those really nice retracements, buy that, and then try to ride it back up to the upside. That's what I like to do. So Litecoin, guys, that's what you're seeing here. We need to get back up above, really, I would say $50 psychologically, which also correlates with Bitcoin at $10,000. So that's going to be Litecoin. And then next one, we're going to go into Ethereum. We'll take a look at that. And that's at 204. You guys just want to check in here. Hi from Germany. This is awesome. It's amazing. I didn't know so many people from different countries were out there listening. So that's great. We have 77 people in here, guys. So it's cool to be here with you. Thank you, Gabriel. Smash that like. From Ireland, this is awesome. From San Diego, California. Yeah, so basically, guys, I had clients earlier, and then I had just a little break right now. That's why I was trying to run on, do a live stream. Then I have to go back to my business here. So, all right, so we're going to get into Ethereum. Take a look at this. So Ethereum's at 214. And what I did like about Ethereum, we finally got through that overhead resistance there of 205. We've been talking about that for quite a while because you can see the significance of it here. We got up above it. We fell below it. We got up above it. We fell below it. And now we're back up above it with candles tightening. And what you can see is this yellow downtrend here. So this showing the macro sense we were in that downtrend. Secondary, we're in the uptrend. And now what we're trying to do is get a trend line break. And if we can get a 5% daily candle close, 3 to 5% up above this yellow trend line, I think we'd have a real great shot at getting up there around 247. Remember, all this, depends on Bitcoin, guys. It's going to depend what Bitcoin wants to do. But if I'm just looking at Ethereum here, if we do get this trend line break and we set a higher high here than about that 218, that would really give us a shot up to 247. And then we could have a shot to about 285, which would be nice. Now, in terms of our volatility stop, we're at 189.95 right now is where they're saying you'd want your stop. That correlates right around that 50 moving average here. And overall, I believe the support we need to hold is $175. And that's in green here because we have back tested that and we made a move off it. But same deal with Ethereum here. Do you see the volume lacking? So we're moving up. And for us to have a true trend line break, you would want heavy volume coming out of that trend line break to show that it's a true move. A lot of times in the crypto space, you get that quick move to the upside, and then it just all sells off on you. And you have to be very careful for that. Now, in terms of trading view, we'll take a look at this. Overall summary, we have 3 sell, 8 neutral, 17 buy moving averages. You're all looking basically a buy there. You can see, and then oscillators a little bit more mixed, like we were talking about, neutrals, buy, sells. And this will just kind of keep you in alignment with everything, guys. So like we said, in the secondary term here, we're still in an uptrend. It's just we're getting to that area now where we need a trend line break. It's either going to act as strong overhead resistance or we're going to break through it hard on heavy volume, and we can go up there and really hit some good numbers. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm hoping that's the case. But remember, in this space, guys, you don't want to hope. You want to have a plan for the upside and a plan for the downside. Thumbs up from Holland. Awesome. Watchman, there you are, my man. What's going on? And they do, yes. They all appear at critical junctures. Yep, it depends on a bullish move from Bitcoin. And that's why everything's just holding right now. It's waiting to see, is Bitcoin going to make that strong move up above $10,000, and can we find support off it? It's so important that we find support off $10,000. Awesome. South Texas. And guys, let me know right now, what are you in right now? What coins are you in? Are you sitting in cash? Man, I'm jealous. Orlando, Florida. My grandma lives in Florida. I was in Florida for our vacation. Absolutely love it, guys. She's in Tampa. All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to get into Digibyte. This is just going to be a quick one. Then I'll come back and talk with you all for a minute. So we'll take a look at Digibyte. I'm trying to find, guys, I don't want Tether. 1 second. I want to find one with some decent length here for you. so we can see. All right, so Digibyte on the 1-day time frame, and this is what we've been talking about. People who've been here watching Digibyte, guys, whenever you get up here and you really have that high selling volume and you can start to see these candles like the dojis, that type of stuff, that can mark tops for you, and you can start to understand that you're going to have some type of retracement. So what happened was we had our retracement. We had a bullish engulfing candle off this 20 here. But what we didn't get up here to make a higher high, and that was our problem. So now what I would look at for support is this 50 moving average. And right now, guys, say I wasn't in a Digibyte position, I wouldn't be jumping in right now trying to just fish for that. I'd wait for some type of confirmation to the upside. That's just sticky spot all the way around. But in terms of the 50 moving average here, we would look for support at 0.01296 is what we'd look at to see if we can find that. If not there, it would be about that 0.01102 is what I would look at. But you can see the volatility stop, how it started flipping now, and it's in red. That's going to show you the trend. We're in a short-term downtrend. And basically what that's saying is if you were shorting, that's where you would want your buy stop, right in that area. And that's why I love, guys, this volatility stop on TradingView. It's awesome because it helps just align you with the trend. And that's so very important. You always want to be aligned with the trend. So in terms of TradingView now for Digibyte, we're going to take a look at this. We're throwing 13 sell, 8 neutral, 7 buy. Moving averages 10 sell, 1 neutral, 6 buy. And then our oscillators 3 sell, 7 neutral, 1 buy. So that's why I said this is one I wouldn't be jumping into right now. I would wait to see if we have more of a retracement because, guys, in this space, when we move really hard, we always have those deep retracements. I mean, we could come all the way back to the 200 moving average here before we got the next move. That just is what it is. That's how the space works. And if you're in this space, you have to realize, and also, do you see how this top up here, we were topping, and look what was happening with our RSI. Losing that strength. These are telltale signs, guys, that I wish I would have known when I got into the market in 2017. I'm just telling you, because I was in that April, May area or whatever. And now, I mean, that's what I guess what prompted me to study this hard. So I'm glad it turned out the way that it was. But now it'd be telltale signs. I'd say, hey, dude, take your profit, get the heck out of here. And then you can rebuy them for, 50% less price. So it is what it is. And it's learning experiences. And what I said, guys, to myself, truly, I'm a very competitive person. I played baseball, basketball, football. I was in karate, all different types of stuff. I love competition. And for me, basically getting so kind of burned by the crypto market in a sense, because I saw all those profits and then I let them go away. And it was almost more of like a break even type deal for me. But fool me once, all right, but you're not going to fool me again. And that's where I just went on a rampage of studying, trying to learn everything that I could, because as I see in these books, this stuff, if you can understand this, technical analysis is where it's at, because it's going to show you the buying and the selling. And if you can understand the buying and the selling and align yourself with the trends, that's what it's all about. Oceanside, San Diego, you're killing me. Oh, enjoy it. Yeah, see people talking about too, sitting in cash, waiting to see Litecoin. Yeah, the whales do play the opposite of what feels natural a lot of times. Yeah, you can be, looking at a chart pattern that's ready to be an ascending triangle that breaks to the upside 70% of the time. You can break to the upside, and then you can just fall through the floor in the crypto space. And that's the importance of stop losses, guys. I know it sucks when you get wicked out from time to time, but that's your insurance. That's the cost of doing business, is what you have to realize with that. And then you look for the next trade. So basically, when I say take my profit, so say I bought a coin for $100, say I'm trading one of them, it goes up to 120. What I do, I will take my profit of that $20. Now I'm in my exchange. I have $120 and I'm sitting back waiting for the next opportunity to buy more, even if it's of that same coin, and then do it again and do it again. And that's the ticket. Volatility stop on Litecoin. Let me see here. And guys, it's just a rough estimate, the volatility stop, but for me, I like looking at it. So the volatility stop right now is at 47.10. It's showing that it's in a downtrend right now. So that's actually showing where your buy stop would be. So there's not even one below, because it's not showing that uptrend. It's in a short-term downtrend is what we're looking at there. What's going on, Michael? Yeah, and hey, that's true too. If you want to do the long vision and everything, hey, like I said, have small bags or whatever and do that. Absolutely. 90% XRP. Yeah, guys, it just sucks when you're at the mercy of the market. I guess more so what it is, because when your money's in and you're not trading, and if you're not aligned with the trend, then you're at the mercy of the market and anything can happen. And we know what happens in this space. No problem, Watchman. Okay, guys, you know what? One more quick thing here. I'm gonna go. We'll take a quick look at XRP. I put that in the description. Then I'll come back, talk to you one more time, and then I'm gonna have to run. And we'll just do a quick one here on XRP. It's at about 20 cents now. All right, so for XRP, guys, same deal here. Volatility stop is at that buy stop here, and that's showing resistance, and that's going to be at 21.5 cents there. So what XRP is doing now, it's getting squeezed between this 200 and this 50. So a break's going to be coming fairly soon for XRP. It's going to have to make the decision to either get over top of that 200 moving average and turn into support, or guys, it could be a dive down to that 0.17853. This is an area of support I've been looking at for quite a while here. And then, guys, if that didn't hold, it could go low, because the problem with XRP, just to show you here, and remember, all this can change, guys. Over here, XRP was at 25 cents, and in the matter of a day, I mean, it tripled its price almost. So anything can happen in this space. But what you can see in the long term here, do you see these lower highs? This is a nasty, nasty downtrend that we've been in. We even set a lower low down in this area. If we were to have another lower low, we could be looking at 7 cents down in that area. So this is a very sticky spot. And you can see the reaction that XRP had here. It didn't come on a lot of volume. So that's where it's just making me nervous, guys. Apart from a manipulation pump like this, where we just start moving hard to the upside because a big whale steps in that could push us up, you know, to 30 cents, whatever. This is a tough area to be in for XRP. And if we take a look here at trading view, as you can see, 9 sell, 9 neutral, 10 buy. Moving averages are neutral because we're getting squeezed there, and then our oscillators are at a sell. So that's XRP, guys, and that's where you just have to be careful. From the UK, what's going on, guys? I'm glad all the people who are here. Thank you, Jimmy. I appreciate that. So, guys, I got about 2 or 3 more minutes here. If you have any other questions that I can help you out with, or you guys even put too, what do you think? Is Bitcoin going to break through $10,000 as overhead resistance, or is this going to be a big dump? I really want to hear your opinion, because right now I'm mixed completely. I'm just waiting, patiently waiting. I would say in the macro sense, I'm more bearish. In the short term, I'm a little more bullish, just because those higher lows are still coming in for Bitcoin. So that shows the buyers are stepping in, but we just have a few different problems going on with it as well. Hey, that's exactly right, General South. So what you want to do, and I've been trading for about 2 years now, I still play very small positions. I macro trade. A lot of my trading will be between a $500 position and about a $1,500 position. And that's what I'll like to work between right there. I don't want to get too overextended, because I'm still learning this stuff. And truly, guys, I'm still a beginner at trading. This takes years. And we're going against guys who've done it for, 30 years, and algorithms and bots and everything else. So I like to keep it small, and I like to see how good I can get at trading before I want to start playing with big money. Awesome, guys. Believe me, I hope it goes to the moon. I mean, guys, I want to see Bitcoin and cryptos and all this succeed. Like I said, I got some crappy hodl bags that are collecting dust, that it would be awesome, if they could go back to where, the top was in 2017. Shoot, I mean, it'd be life-changing. And then, like I said, if I could ever have an opportunity like that, then you have a really nice account. You can trade, guys, and it can change your life. Right? It can easily happen, right? It'll take a home run day. That's right. Yeah, and we need to get through $10,500. That's because we've had those macro lower highs coming in. And that's right. General South, only the whales. And that's the thing. We have to ride their coattails. So that's why I try to plan. So I'll have a plan. I'll say, all right, if this breaks to the upside here, I'm going to try to ride this. You have to try to ride their coattails, but also be cautious because they'll dump on you real fast as well. All right, guys. Well, I got to get back to work here. I'm glad to be here with you. If you get some from this, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate all of you. Mark, thank you, guys. God bless you all. Take care.